and fight.
Hello, and welcome back to Blockbuster Brothers, and we just saw Godzilla, the one before this one.
The one before this one? The parentheses...
The current year.
Parentheses 5 years ago.
Yes.
Keep it very nebulous. It's the 2014 one.
I'm glad that... Good thing you said that, otherwise they would never have known by the title.
Well, if they watched it in 2022... Okay, there was a 2017 Godzilla movie.
Yeah, how was...
I watched a video on YouTube.
Yeah, let's all think back to the amazing film Godzilla vs. Kong. How great was that movie?
Yeah, 2 years in the future... 3 years in the future us. How was Kong vs. Godzilla? That's what I want to know.
No, the movie comes out next year.
Next year?
Yeah, buddy.
Wow. Seems like we're rushing this universe thing. I mean, what are they going to do after this? They'll be like, we're going to do...
Mothra and Mothra Rodan, they had their own movies.
I want their own backstories. I want to know what their motivations are.
I want one that's entirely set in the past.
I want one when Godzilla was born.
I don't want to see that happen.
And it's sadly left by its parents at the movie theater, and it gets killed by a mugger, and it becomes Godzilla.
It gets killed by a mugger?
No, its parents get killed by the plot of Batman. I want Batman to happen to Godzilla.
Godman.
I don't know where we're going with that.
Godzilla Man.
Yes, I just want a man, but he was afraid of Godzillas, and so now he uses them to terrorize.
He's afraid of Batman.
It's very confusing. Poor Man-Bat. Actually, Man-Bat's a villain in Batman.
Yes.
It was really cool in the animated series.
Anyway.
That aside, Godzilla.
Do you like our tangents? Let us know. Never. So, yeah, we saw this movie.
Yes, we did.
And it was standard.
No. I think it was slightly better than standard. I'm going to say it.
I mean, compared to the original of 1998.
I mean, yeah, as a sequel, it leaves some to be lacking. But
there weren't nearly enough eggs.
Yeah, where are the eggs? Godzillas are born pregnant. We learned this in the last film.
Yes, and where was Nico Tippin-Topinopoulos?
Mr. Toppy. And the worms. There were no worms. That's a big problem with this movie.
There were no worms? There were no French people?
Where were the French?
Yes, and where was Mayor Ebert?
It's true. Sad.
Roger.
And why did they fight in Hawaii? Is that because they wanted to bring it into America somehow? Is that...
No, something about was it born? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, in honesty, it's okay. So, I think let's do a quick summary of the movie.
Godzilla, the end.
He picks up a bus, he throws it back down. He doesn't pick up a bus. That's just in the song. I just like the song, and I've waited and waited for someone to play the song in this movie. I was kind of expecting it, at least in the end credits.
No.
I mean, that cannot cost much for licensing.
You don't know.
As a matter of fact, they probably paid for the right to use it in the song.
I'm not sure.
So they probably will just say, whatever.
They probably can, because it's like it's probably fair use.
No way is Godzilla fair use.
No, I mean their
use of it?
Yes.
I really want to know the answer to that. But I will wait until the next one, because the rumor is that it is included. It's
not a rumor.
It is to me. I haven't heard it.
Okay.
Well, I'm very excited for Godzilla.
Anyway, Godzilla. The summary is that nuclear energy woke it up. Woke them all up.
Yeah, there were two other monsters. They got woken up.
Called the Mutos. Yes, the Mutos.
A needlessly Japanese-sounding name that's just an acronym for Mother...
Massive.
Oh, I like where you're going. Mother...
No.
Other... Truckin'...
Massive unidentified terrestrial object.
Yeah, it was awful.
Well, the object?
And one of them could fly! That's not even the thing! It was so dumb.
It didn't say... It didn't say...
I understand where you're going.
It wasn't MUFO.
Exactly.
Which it sounds like...
MUFO.
Yeah. No, can we go back to 2014 and just call it MOFO?
Yeah, just the mofo.
Massive unidentified flying object. There you go.
There's a mofo, and then there's a moot.
That was a massive... that had to have been I hope someone made that joke at some point in history.
Well, I think we are just thoughtful people.
Yes. Thoughtful
So,
to all the mofos listening.
Joke geniuses aside. Okay, so 15 years ago...
In 1999...
The Breaking Bad fellow, he has to murder his wife.
Excuse me. Best well known for his role as the father of Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh man, you're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. Life is unfair for Bryan Cranston, and he has to murder his wife. He does. He just flat out kills her.
I hate that show. I hate Malcolm.
How do you hate Malcolm in the Middle?
I don't care how I don't care how ironic or me misusing that word. It's just unfair to Malcolm.
Well, Malcolm is kind of an arrogant jerk.
Okay.
But that's
no. I refuse to start talking about this movie. It's not stupid.
The movie is.
I'm going to talk about the stupid show because there's one thing. I am an emotional person. I get invested, and I feel that it wasn't even Malcolm. It was the little brother,
Dewey.
Yes.
That's the only one I knew.
He was doing street performing in an episode, and he got like $400 a week.
Wow.
Or a day. I'm not sure what it was. But he put all his money in some kind of jar, and eventually at the end of the episode, the jar fell over and broke. And the parents were like, oh my gosh, we must have forgotten all of this. And then Bryan Cranston literally gives him like $5 to go back a pack of baseball cards. And it's like, that's not fair.
Well,
that makes me angry.
It's a good.
We're done. You don't get to have
the local. You're right.
You don't get a chance to speak.
Wow, that's a little harsh.
I don't care. I hate it.
That episode was really dumb, but the speed walking episode.
Shut up.
You love that episode. Everyone loves that episode.
Okay. I've seen a few on Nick at Night. We're done talking about that.
Okay.
Bryan Cranston is the gold.
So the one who knocks, he had to close the doors because of the radiation.
It's the one who rings?
No. Well, yeah. Anywho, so there's this big earthquake thing coming
in Japan.
No,
it's a meltdown.
Well, it leads to the meltdown.
That's it.
So it's like some seismic activity that's a pattern that's growing stronger. And it leads to the thing. And then Bryan Cranston's never the same.
Because I was about to say his mother. His wife dies.
His wife dies, and he's like obsessed with
because it's a conspiracy.
Getting everything back. And there is a conspiracy here. They're covering it up. And like every other movie, any conspiracy in a movie is automatically true.
Yes.
So, if it's in a movie and you have a conspiracy, it's always true, because it can't be boring. You can't say, oh, that was just in your head, man, because that's awful. That's super boring.
Yeah.
I don't know of a movie.
When it comes to, like, action and thriller movies, it has to be.
The legend is true? Wow, we're all surprised. The legend is true.
Yeah.
Those are just old wives' tales.
Those are just old women.
Those are just old women. So
old women.
Bryan Cranston is in search of the old women, and
truly,
his now grown son,
is
trying to help him, and
also known as Quicksilver, who is married to Wanda.
Oh man, what are they doing? I think we talked about this in the movie. But
to be fair,
is that a trend? Is that a weird Hollywood thing?
You know what? I looked the other day, and they're apparently not even the other day. Today, there's a movie called. I don't think it's called Rush, but it has Chris Hemsworth and Zemo in it.
Oh, are you talking about the one where they all have...
It's the Olympics or something?
Oh, I thought you were talking about that movie Push.
No.
I liked Push.
That was a weird time.
It was so weird with the screaming guys.
I vaguely remember.
Oh man, Dakota Fanning is like in that I'm Not a Child age movie thing anymore, and
also
it was weird.
I think next year there's a movie called Onward that has, granted it's owned by Disney, but it has Chris Pratt and Tom Holland in it.
Whew! It's weird. They're not married, are they?
I won't say.
Oh.
They're both.
So in this case,
both
brother and sister in another movie are now a married couple in this movie.
Wrong. This came first.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yes,
in this situation, the best thing they're known for, the Marvel. Well, the best thing they're known for to us.
No,
Marvel.
I'm almost certain that. So is she really like? Is Elizabeth Olsen really one of the Olsen twins?
She's not a twin to the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. I know they switched jobs. Okay, not jobs, but like places all the time. That was like the trope of their things. But they didn't switch into a third secret sister who is actually Elizabeth Olsen.
I disagree. This is their fusion.
Oh man, it's been. I mean, we have wondered what happened to them.
Yes, no one knows where they went.
I mean, Fuller House. They weren't there.
They're dead.
I don't know. Maybe they're Elizabeth Olsen.
Yes.
So
it has to be.
Mary-Kate and Ashley, also known as Elizabeth, she's a generic mom.
Yes, generic nurse mom, I might add.
Well, that makes them very useful in emergencies.
Yes, it's like, oh, see? Strong woman. She works in medicalness.
Well, we have nothing for her. She gets zero airtime.
I don't know. I feel like
she gets even less than Godzilla.
I feel like if you're trying to seem like I know nothing about women in general, but but especially when writing women in movies and such. Yeah. But it's just ridiculous. Like, it seems like every other wife / girlfriend is like a nurse.
It does happen a lot. A nurse. Well, in fairness, the nursing industry has a really high demand right now, so it does.
But did it in 2014?
Yes. I mean, in fairness, our mother was a nurse in 2014.
Yes.
Just saying.
But she is a mother of 6 fully grown children.
Just saying. So. We cut to this couple, and they're worrying about the crazy dad, who is far and away the most interesting character. The son goes with the dad,
and is secretly the most sane.
Well, he knows the conspiracies are true.
Yeah,
because he's an actual engineer. Like, he's a smart guy. He just got really obsessed with the death of his wife. Super compelling, super interesting. The son and him go to the site. Oh, guess what? The event's happening again, but there's a giant horn. Or claw. What is that thing? Is it actually the monster? Is
it the thing that they go... No, I think that the skeleton, like the rib cage area. Like, by the way, this movie is so dark.
Yeah, the lighting. It's like
we watched this downstairs at like 6.
Bad.
At 6 in the... not 6 in the morning. 6 at night.
When we watch all our movies, bright and early.
I've seen / heard people say that they record their stuff at like 2 a.m. and such. And it's like, how do you do this?
Because they're late. They stayed up late to do that.
Yeah, but I don't know how those.
And that's what we would have had to do in order to watch Godzilla in any visibility.
Yes.
I was squinting half the time.
Yeah.
I promise.
I suggested we watch this in my room, which had curtains.
Well, I had other things going on.
Yes, I know. Anyway, this. Yeah, it's a skeleton. They find a sack of something.
Well, like the egg? Is that what you're talking about? Like, one of them had broken off and one of them was there and whatever.
Yeah.
And it comes to life. It's a giant monster.
Yes.
It's like a bat bug thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I thought it was a cool design. Very interesting. The mouth is really intricate for what I could see.
Yeah, it looked like... Whenever I saw it, like, when it was fully grown, I kind of thought, is this thing supposed to be mechanical in some way? Because it kind of did look...
the red lights.
Yeah,
stuff that come out
definitely.
Of it. Yeah.
Like, who knows? Maybe that'll be deep lore. Who knows?
Maybe so. So, this guy gets out, Bryan Cranston immediately dies.
Yeah, in like 20 minutes of the movie.
Super bummer, because he was the only character that had any character.
Yes, because his son, Quicksilver, he is by far one of the most bland / generic, stars of any movie ever.
Maybe they're doing the Keanu thing, though.
Oh,
I'll talk about it. I've got 2 theories to make this movie slightly better than it was.
Other than the John Wick movies, what has he been in lately?
Oh my goodness. He's been in all sorts of things. Anyway, we'll talk about...
You can say things. Yeah. But that doesn't make it true.
No, he's been in all sorts of movies.
Okay.
He's just a different... It's the...
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't want to gush on Keanu Reeves, but We'll talk about it in a bit. Okay. So, what happens? The other monster also comes out.
Yes, and I think...
And Godzilla is, summoned as a result.
Yeah.
It senses their disturbance in the radiational balance of the universe. That's it.
Yeah,
he's like, my job is to make nature correct.
Because from what I know, is these creatures, they are beyond prehistoric. They're before the dinosaurs. And,
yes.
And they fed off the Earth radiation when it was still emitting radiation. And then things like Godzilla burrowed into the Earth to get more radiation from it.
From the core of the Earth.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool concept. So, really, Godzilla's fabulous for the Earth?
Yes.
And why don't we always use electrical... not electrical. Why don't we always use nuclear power? Because Godzilla and other monsters will just sap it up.
Why don't we?
Yeah, it'll be great for them. Great for everybody.
Why don't we use it? Meaning
we should exclusively use nuclear power in this universe. Because Godzilla and the other monsters eat every remaining bit of radiation in the area. It absorbs
including
it to give them strength. Yeah, that's what
I'll tell you why we don't.
Because they don't want to power giant monsters that can destroy cities.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the real reason. Liberals.
Government. Okay.
But yeah, and oh my.
But boy,
this movie, also all the fight scenes are there isn't that many. Granted,
you see nothing. Not only is it super dark, you also see nothing. There's one super cool moment.
Yes.
At the end.
Debatably two.
Okay.
Yeah, don't you remember when Godzilla dabbed?
So stupid, Michael. That's so dumb. Okay. So...
He better dab in the sequel.
Okay.
Better do the double dab.
I think we've done a summary. Do you want to do more summary? Except that we killed the main guy kills the eggs. Godzilla kills the monsters.
Not really.
Dives back into the water. Immediately, movie ends.
I give it a Godzilla out of 10.
Hey! How many Godzillas are out of 10?
1.
That's really hard.
No, 200.
Oh, I see.
200. The eggs. What do we do?
So things I want to talk about the movie that are dumb. This is my dumb fan theories about the movie that add value to it but aren't really making it better. It may just distract you. So the first thing is that the main hero, the military dude who has no personality of any kind, is intentionally blank so that we can project ourselves onto him.
He's not Link.
It's a Link
to the
situation. That's how Keanu Reeves
I'm sorry,
acts.
I mean Zelda.
What if Zelda was a girl? That's how Keanu Reeves does as well. He has intentionally blank features. A lot of medieval art is that way as well, with very blank emotions, so that you project. Anyway, so that is a design option.
I've never seen art.
What is art? So the other option is the man is a parallel for Godzilla. So throughout the movie, there's these really weird hints that he and Godzilla are they're at least paralleling the story so that you're
visually,
tied to both of them.
Visually.
Always you'd watch the fight and it would cut down to him doing similar work.
Didn't I come up with that?
When he destroyed the eggs, I was like, dude, he's Godzilla. And you're like, what? I'm not saying he's actually his spirit or something.
I know that. I'm saying in the language of film.
Yes, they are making them do the same things together.
Yes,
so you're like, oh, I see Godzilla is good, and he's trying to do what's best in the situation, and this man is Godzilla. So these two, the human element is that he is Godzilla. He's Godzilla.
I wish I had an actual example, because I remember him falling over, and he was also looking at Godzilla fall over or something.
Yeah, that happened at the same time. I think mostly when he blew up all the eggs around the same time as Godzilla killed the mother.
Did he kill the mother? The mofo?
No, not the mofo, the muto. The muto's the mom. The mofo is the dad.
Oh, fair enough.
I mean, That by definition.
I guess
the
so.
flying one is the anyway. So, now for dumb things about the movie. What are dumb things? Those were things I liked about the movie. Was the super awesome moment when they killed
dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing for the children in this. It's not like they're bad acting. It's just like, oh, children, look.
There are children here.
Yes. Like I remember the marketing of this film was mostly Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
And everyone within a big fit, justifiably, because we thought we were going to see a movie with Bryan Cranston, a guy that we've really gotten to like for Breaking Bad.
And he did a great job.
Yes,
in the 20 minutes he was
there. He is the best actor in the film.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like they got, what's his name? Chiwetel Ejiofor?
What?
That's a real person, by the way.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yes. He was the scientist guy in 2012. That's what I've recently seen him in.
Wow. I know you needlessly like that movie.
Yes, I needlessly like it.
Because that movie doesn't have a ton going for it. I mean, I still remember...
Oh, wait, no. Mordo. From Doctor Strange.
Okay. Yeah, there's too many sorcerers.
Yep, too many sorcerers.
Get ready for the next one.
Yeah, I feel...
Doctor Strange 2.
By the way, best actor in 2012. Anyway, I loved his acting.
I think the super rich dad. No, the kid.
He's not super rich. The dad is not super rich. He is a kind of a deadbeat, and he drives a limo.
No, I'm talking about the super rich dad with the trophy wife and the 2 spoiled kids.
The Russian guy?
That guy's the best guy.
He's the greatest stereotype of all time. Anyway, enough about that masterpiece. Good. So
things you didn't like about the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's very cartoony in the sense we're going to go through this whole building to make sure that thing is still there. And it's like, oh no, half the mountain is gone. What happened?
Where is it? Yeah, they went inside the building in the beginning to find it, and there's just a hole with a giant drug path out of it. You're like...
Not just that.
You didn't notice that?
I don't mean... Are you talking about the one where
in the
they
very
go...
beginning.
Where they go out of where the path leads to the sea?
No, I'm talking when they're...
I'm talking about the part where they're in Nevada.
They're looking in a building, and when they get to a certain... They're in all these intricate halls, and then they look out, and it's just torn apart, and then there's a drug path in the dirt.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that part, you're just you went inside the building looking for this monster, but there's a giant drug destroyed part of the building.
Okay, you keep saying drug.
It looks like there's...
drug,
there's a giant streak, the monster drug its feet, or whatever. This little tiny bat-like hooks it has for hands.
Yeah, and...
I don't know.
It's EMP, also?
Yeah, how and why?
Monsterness.
I mean, EMP is the scariest modern...
Yes,
thing these days.
How effective was that in the days before dinosaurs?
In fairness, nuclear bombs let out EMP blasts.
Yeah, I guess.
One of the main fearsome tactics is that if they released an EMP,
can you release
30 mile... If you released a nuke, 100 miles in the air above Kansas, it would wipe out all electronics in the continental United States and kill no one.
And if it's
Don't do that, terrorist.
Yeah, don't you do it.
No.
No. Bad terrorist.
Come on.
Go to your room.
For being a terrorist.
Yes. Go to your room and...
Think about what you are thinking about.
Think about your... I'm done. I'm gonna try and say something edgy.
No, please don't.
Okay.
This is family friendly.
Family friendly YouTube.
The wildest we got was saying the word mofo. So.
Family friendly PG clean.
Yes.
Apparently that used to be on Logan Paul's vlogs.
Really?
Not in the title, but in the search, in the tags.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. This movie is simple to me. It's fairly straightforward. It's not much of a Godzilla movie. Like, actually, I can't say that because I don't know what a Godzilla movie is.
I mean, the two Godzilla movies I've seen are 1998 and this one.
Yes, you hadn't seen this as well.
That's true. It was my first viewing. I just wanted to see more fights. I don't know what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting mindless popcorn. I wanted to see him tear up the building. I kind of wanted what I saw in Man of Steel.
Oh my god.
Except with giant versions of those guys.
Oh, then you should watch Pacific Rim 2.
I still haven't. I liked the first Pacific Rim. It was just the right amount of nonsense.
You have no idea. Because in that movie, there's a scene where someone grabs one of the Jaegers by the ankle and swings him like full body spins.
Okay.
And topples buildings in Japan. And because there's these these 5 kaiju all climbing up to Mount Fuji or something because that's a secret portal or something, and they all fuse into one giant above more than my point
so
is
you're telling
it's
me
more destructive than anything in Man of Steel.
So you're well, I just wanted the big knockdown, drag out, get into a fight, Godzilla fight stuff. That's what I wanted to watch.
Oh,
I mean, I watched the cinematic video.
Then I can sincerely say you will enjoy Kong Skull Island.
Really?
Yeah, there's plenty of monster fights in that.
Oh man, I still haven't. You know what? In preparation for Kong v Godzilla, is it Godzilla versus Kong?
I think it's the poster says.
What does the poster say?
I'm sorry, I was trying to remember. It said God versus Kong. No, God versus King or King versus Kong or something.
King Kong versus the Ding Dong.
Ding Dong versus the Yoo-Hoos.
That's what I remember it being. The Dark Universe.
You've never even seen that movie.
I'm not gonna watch it. I have no need to watch it.
What about
I saw the first Mummy. A far superior movie. You know it's true.
Yes, the 1933 one is
and
amazing.
I think The Mummy Returns is just as good.
And the Mummy Third.
Oh, so
where
rough.
the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
They just kept talking about how they hated mummies, and they're like, "Hey, remember this is also a mummy. We're counting this. We're counting this as a mummy. This is a mummy."
You know what was also released the same year as that?
What?
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
The third
Brendan Fraser
money movie. Mummy?
Yes. He made 3 mummies.
So the third Mummy movie came out at the same time as Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Same year, yes.
And they're dinosaurs. Journey to the Center of the Earth, which takes us back to Godzilla.
Yes.
The dinosaur.
Yeah.
No one corrects them.
Actually, son, it's beyond prehistoric beast. That is actually a titan that was based off, which is what we as a prehistorical civilization based our gods off of.
Hence Godzilla. You know, the Godzilla.
Apparently that's actually the plot of the sequel.
Well, I'm very, very interested to see where this goes.
Which I think that means they are like the, what is it called? Like, the titans from, Greek myth.
Zeus! Like that?
I don't...
guys, that way. Zeus!
Oh yeah, I almost forgot Hercules was a movie.
Oh, that hurts.
That
Hercules.
My favorite Disney remake with The Rock in it is Hercules.
He was actually pretty good in that one. It was kind of fun.
I will never watch dumb movies.
You said it here. So I did want to talk about what is it? The let them fight scene. The whole thing is arguing that Godzilla is a force of nature.
Yes.
And it is a correcting force. And so we should allow it to continue because ultimately nature can trump anything that we can do.
Yes.
And so we just need to let things happen and shouldn't intervene because we hate buildings.
Yes.
But Godzilla's okay. He doesn't want to eat
Also,
people.
Godzilla caused a tsunami in friggin' Hawaii, but when it splashed back into the water at the end of this movie...
Causes the end of the movie.
Yes, the most abrupt cut I've ever seen.
I just laughed out loud. I was so surprised.
It was so abrupt. It
you
was
were
beyond
even telling
insane.
me beforehand. You said, "Oh, this is going to be really abrupt." He's just suddenly over after this. I'll be like, "What are you talking about?"
I was joking. I was joking!
It
And
was
then it
such
happened!
a surprise.
Oh!
Oh, man. But, in fairness, the monster, Godzilla's design, delightful.
Yeah, it feels bottom heavy.
Yeah, it felt like a real giant creature would be bottom heavy, because they gotta hold up that giant nonsense.
I mean, to be fair, like...
And it did, when it went up the tail for the atomic breath, after that, yes. I was like, that's cool. I like this. I don't know what's going on, but I like it.
Oh, it's kind of like that thing in How to Train Your Dragon 3.
I haven't seen that yet. I should. I liked number 1 and 2. I heard this one was as good as 2, so...
yeah.
Anyway.
I really want to watch that again.
I want to see it. Maybe
we could do it after?
After Godzilla?
After this.
Maybe we should clean up all the Godzilla and Pacific Rim and King Kong. I don't know.
Pacific Rim?
They should all be bundled together. I think they're all the same universe.
Okay, I don't mean record anyway.
Oh, just watch it?
Yes.
Wow. This guy.
Yeah, movies. Am I right?
Anyway. So, I think we should give it some reviews. I'm gonna give it... I'm kind of torn. I'm gonna give it... It's gonna sound bad, but I'm gonna give it 6.5. Bryan Cranston sliding to his deaths out of 10.
Yeah, let's stick with that system. I prefer this system.
You know, oh wait, we weren't going to use that system.
No, we will!
How to watch it. We wanted to give it when you should watch this. And the answer is...
right now.
If someone else has it on, you don't have to turn it off.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't actively say, hey, let's watch 2014 Godzilla.
Well, the thing is...
Nor would I say, I've seen put it on my list to watch eventually.
Well, the thing is, I've seen some people say, like, yeah, I actually really like this movie. And it's like...
My problem is I haven't seen enough Godzilla to know how Godzilla movies
are.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying when I'm like, Godzilla is supposed to be... And then I'm like, I don't know what Godzilla is. It's like that... I was showing you that guy's reaction to King of the Monsters. And I was like, it's a movie that can't be reviewed, it just has to be seen! And he later in that review, he said, like, Godzilla, the old Godzilla movie isn't something you really get into when you're an adult. It's like you get into it when you're a kid, or you don't. Because...
That's pretty poor...
To be fair,
that means Godzilla is probably not very good.
Well, it has a lot of...
You can't get into it as an adult.
Well, the thing is, it has a lot of nostalgia factor, and the fact that it's when it originally came out, it was like a major cultural thing, like, actually.
Well, yeah, the original.
Major cultural commentary. And then as the decades
But it's pretty obvious that the series was struggling because they had so many reboots of the Godzilla. Every time...
We watched a video by Cinemassacre.
That's all we have for info on this.
Yes,
but it was very informative. I highly recommend it. It probably has really low resolution by your futuristic... 24K.
Where's my entertainment bullet?
Yeah, you've got your, flying sandwich machines and whatever. Now, does that mean the machine flies or the sandwich? Anyway.
I'd like to believe that they both fly.
Yes, I want them to fly into my mouth like Happy Gilmore. Hey, Happy, can I have one of those? Like that.
Right.
Anyway. Hole in one.
Egregious product placement. Isn't it hilarious?
This has been brought to you by Carl's Jr.
This has been brought to you by Hardee's.
Their biscuits are better at Hardee's, I'll say it. Even though it's the same place. I'm just saying, the biscuits better. Okay. So, what do you think? Where would you watch this movie?
Well...
Would you watch it on your own?
Well, I'm
no recommendation?
I'm weird, so probably.
So you say, hey, you gotta... If you could go back in time when it was in theaters, would you have said, you gotta watch this in theaters?
If I was as smart as I am now, which is not very, I would say no.
Okay. When...
Because, like, the thing is, there's a lot of things that we didn't really get into, like the montage at the beginning, where it's, like, trying to show them just trying to destroy Godzilla and Godzilla coming out of, like, a bay.
Yeah.
Which is, like, that's cool.
It was cool.
Like, there are some things that I'm like, that'd be a cool desktop background.
Yeah.
Like, specifically that scene.
It's true. I don't think a background is good. I mean, so you're saying
a good desktop background does not a movie make.
That's very true.
So I would give this watch with friends.
Yeah, I think you got to be able to watch it and talk over the movie because, first of all, there's not a ton going on.
Yeah, there really isn't. Granted, I must have talked over something because I'm not entirely sure. Like, one was hatched from an egg, and then the other one
were hatched from the egg. The mother waited around for the male to hatch, so that they could do the thing.
Yeah, okay then.
I don't know how they do the thing because the mofo was so small.
And I think in the second one they actually go to a place where, like, we're going to get Godzilla. I'm not entirely sure.
Do they get a saddle?
They get a large fedora and
Milady.
Mozilla.
I was wondering. I was like, I couldn't think of anything fast enough. I'm like, that's something. It's something.
Mothra.
There it is. Mothra.
Yes. So that's it. Good night, good evening, and good morning.